Yes, sir.
And we have to say that we definitely missed you. We hope y'all missed us too. We know it's been a long time. Probably been a few people praying we wouldn't even come back. What you think? No, but man, I mean, what y'all have to say, man? We've been gone a minute, man.
Man, we've been gone for a minute, man. I couldn't wait till us to get back together. I almost messed things up. I was heading to the studio, didn't know that we was going remotely from our own establishment. But hey, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm ready to get it on and ready to get at it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, man, I know I usually start off the blitz, but I'm gonna go ahead and because me and the Freak got some things that he want to talk about. So what I'm gonna do, Freak, I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna warm us up.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real light. And so what I want to bring up is why are we resistant to put LeBron up there as the GOAT? As a coach, I'm talking about us as a people. Okay, why are we resistant? What has this man done for us, or what else does he need to do? And I'm speaking for myself too, because I struggle with it. I don't know, and I don't know why. I'm trying to really figure it out. And I mean, it's deep, dude. It's not just, oh, he ain't got the numbers. The man got the numbers, man. I'm sorry. If you really was to take his numbers to compare him to all the great, he got numbers, man. And so we judge him so strictly, bro. Then the first thing that comes up, well, he keep changing teams. Okay, so for that, we're going to continue to cast those stones at him, throw those stones, and that's why Kobe and Mike still get the nod because they didn't switch teams. I mean, Mike did switch teams, though. I mean,
but he didn't win a championship with the team he switched
with.
Yeah,
he came back, I guess, because he was a partial owner, and I guess he thought he could make a difference at 40 years old. But I think the thing about this is, for one, he's chasing the ghost. And it's just like, almost like when you look at boxing. No matter how good someone is, Muhammad Ali is always going to be the greatest. And it's not so much what he did in the ring, but don't get me wrong, because he was great in the ring, but it's how he changed the face of boxing, how he changed boxing, what he stood. And I know LeBron is a stand-up guy, no trouble there, but you have to look at what, and let's just talk about who we're talking about, really, Michael Jordan, what he did. They say Magic and Bird saved the game, but Michael made the game what it is today. I don't think that it's anything that LeBron could do that already hasn't been done.
So 6 championships not enough.
I just don't think, because even if he does do it, you know what they're gonna say? Well, Mike was 6-0. Well, Mike done it in 15 years.
And then not only that, if he win the 6, he's gonna have to win 7.
Well,
to say he's the greatest of all time.
Not even that, because if you want to go that way, but let's look at Bill Russell, who has more rings. Yeah. Robert Horry got 7 rings, right? But my point is that without what Michael Jordan accomplished, and I'm not just talking about on the court, the shoe game, he changed that forever, and no one else will ever be able to do that. And like I say, it's like chasing a ghost, something that's not even real. He's almost like a mythical figure. You got to think that at one time, and this was back in the 90s, so we're not even counting what it would be with inflation. Michael Jordan was worth over $12 billion a year to the U.S. economy. And that was back in the 90s. Could you imagine how much that would be now? Right now, Michael Jordan's shoes still outsell LeBron. I seen what somebody say, LeBron could never be the GOAT until he make a shoe that you can rock with something other than basketball gear. You know,
That's true.
I mean,
Hey, Jazz on here. Jazz says, "What if Braun goes for 7, Wes?"
I just
That's the same thing I said. If he wins 6,
I just don't. But listen. I think that, and let me give you my take on it, because y'all know that me personally, I feel that and different players had different things they could claim, but I've always felt that Kareem was the greatest, and I mean, they changed the game where you couldn't even fucking dunk you couldn't even dunk a basketball because of the man. But when you come down to Mike,
he's a big man though.
Yeah, but so again, no one to cheers for Goliath, that whole thing. But when you come down to Mike and LeBron, it's pretty unfair. I mean, it's 2 different eras, because you can say, that, and then somebody gonna say, well, what kind of numbers you think Jordan would have had playing it now? Where they couldn't slam him when he went to the hole, or with no hand checking, or with this, or with that. I even seen somebody put and say, "Oh man, Jordan averaged 45 points in this era." Possibly. I mean, I think that LeBron could average 40, if not close to it, if he wanted to, but he's not. And they're 2 different players, man.
So check this out. So that leads to my next. I have a part 2 to this one. In that game against the Rockets, when they played the Rockets in the playoffs, I think it was game 3. And LeBron changed his approach. He became straight offensive minded. And I saw a part of LeBron's game that literally, like, there's nobody that can stop this guy if he had a scorer's mentality all the time. And he did it to change up what Houston was doing towards him. But there was nothing we can do. And I watched that and I was like, so is it because his game is more like Magic and less Kobe and Mike?
Well,
and as fans, we respect a more selfish, go get the score. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Wes, you made good points, but
it's also another side to that. And then what you have to go to, because we're saying numbers, we're looking at MVPs, championships. But now on the flip side, when you go to the defensive side, it's not even close.
No,
it's not. Matter of fact, Jordan is one of the few guards to ever win a Defensive Player of the Year. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't he win Defensive Player, MVP, and Finals MVP?
That would be Akeem.
That
would be Akeem Abdul-Olajuwon that played for the Houston Rockets.
And LeBron haven't even accomplished that yet, because he's not a defensive player of the
year.
Yeah.
Well, and even when you look at the first team defenses, and he's not. And I'm not a huge Michael Jordan fan, but his defense isn't overblown. When he played, he probably was the best perimeter defender. And I know everybody talk about Pippen defense, but when you really look now, and they saved Jordan for offense, but when it came down to crunch time, and if that game was close, you knew
he played defense.
Yeah, he slid over and
picked
defense. Up the best player. You never see LeBron do that. And
I've seen LeBron lock it up now. Now he don't do it consistently.
Exactly.
That's why he's not Defensive Player of the Year.
And you take off games playing defense.
Yeah.
The Bulls were so good, not because they were superior with talent than these other teams, because they weren't. Once you got past Jordan, Pippen, and Kukoc and Rodman, there really wasn't much talent on that team.
No.
But these dudes played hard 82 games out the year. It wouldn't taken. That's to me the biggest difference. With LeBron, I'm gonna get to this point. I'm gonna make sure we get to this point, and then we're gonna go for this championship. With Jordan, I'm keeping my foot on your throat all 82 games.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's like I say, it's apples and oranges, man. Don't get me wrong, because a lot could be said for LeBron. I mean, where he is on the scoring, when he retires, he's gonna be on the player in the top 10 in scoring, assists, steals,
rebound.
Yeah, just it goes on and on and on. I don't know if he'll be in rebounds, but I mean, it's just so many categories that he's gonna have his name stamped on.
And you know, it's crazy because in The Last Dance, man, and I think one things that was interesting to me when Michael Jordan, agent or whoever, said that the reason why, like the King was saying, he never let his foot off the gas because every night he played like it was probably one person in the stands that never seen him play.
Yeah.
So he was gonna play at a high level every game, and then if it was a game that he was hurt or injured, he didn't take games off. A lot of these players say, "I'm gonna take 5 games off and get ready for the playoffs."
There was no such thing as load management back in the day.
Right.
I mean, the only time he missed games was his rookie year when he broke his ankle.
Yeah, when he broke his ankle.
Then he came back and they made the playoffs.
Right, and came back too early. He was practicing at North Carolina when he shouldn't have been.
A lot of people you'll see post and say, well, oh, he made the playoffs that year and they went 38 and such, but people don't remember that he missed like almost 40 games.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I say, man, a case can be made, and it just depends on, you know, it's a matter of opinion, what you like. You know, kids today, they're probably going to say LeBron because that's who they grew up watching. You know, we grew up in an era where with basketball, football, where defense was king. We like to see defense. Now the game has become so casual that it's about offense and flashy plays and this and, you know, and that. And, you know, let me tell you something. Very rarely right now, very rarely will you see a game won by a team putting up 80-some points. Very rarely.
Right.
Back in the day, that was the norm.
Yeah.
You can have 4-5 games out of series where nobody got over 90 points.
90 points.
You know, 100 used to be the magic number. Hell, 9, you score 100, you still might lose by 25.
Man, you got to shoot 20 something. Nah.
You know, but I mean, it's, you know, here's what it is, man. Like I say, the dude is chasing the ghost. I just don't think he ever. I'm not saying that. Looking at it, he doesn't get there. I just think that you know, realistically, he no one never allowed. But especially when you have older players who and that's almost the go-to now. Where we go ask a King, you know, and King got offended that you would even put LeBron in the same air as Michael Jordan. And it was just almost like the same with the Kobe Mike thing, because how can you say
I don't like the comparisons anyway?
How can you say almost a carbon copy could be better than the original? Was Kobe more skilled than Mike? Hell yeah, easily. He's easily more skilled than Mike. But Mike was Mike. Mike laid the blueprint. So, you know, I'm not saying Kobe was a better player, but he was more skilled. So, I mean,
I think we got to be a lifetime removed, man, for anybody to topple Mike. And especially baby boomers and Generation X, even if you can make a case statistic-wise, you're not going to topple Jordan, man. I'm sorry. But
all right.
Pass the baton to you, Freak.
Well, I want to talk about this gentleman named Michael Dwayne Carter. I don't know if y'all know who Michael Dwayne Carter is, but for the younger generation that probably know Mr. Michael Dwayne Carter, and we probably know him as Lil Wayne, Lil Weezy.
Lil Weezy, huh? Lil Weezy?
Lil Weezy.
Oh.
We had an issue about a week ago with 50 Cent saying that he was going to endorse the Orange Man. Now, 50 came back and said he was just joking, you know, he's going to be for his people and stuff like that. Now Lil Weezy come to the forefront, said he's not only going to endorse the Orange Man, he even took a picture with him, which is blowing up on social media.
Did he say why?
What's that?
Did he say why?
Well, he said that he liked everything that the Orange Man is putting together in the Platinum Plan, which Ice Cube took a lot of criticism behind. And I think with this Platinum Plan, Mr. Orange Man took some of the ideas from Ice Cube, in my opinion, put it to his plan, which he at first, I forget what he called the plan at first, but now he called it the Platinum Plan. And some of the things that he said that he want to put together, which Lil Weezy, Michael Dwayne Carter, agreed to, was building up a peaceful urban neighborhood with the highest standards of policing, bringing fairness to the justice system. Now, my thing is, that's a good point. That's a good idea. That's a good strategy. But why are you not doing it now? With everything that's going on, why don't you say, you know what, we fit to implement this right now? Then he says, expanding school choices. So we don't have choices of what schools we can go to now? So how are you going to expand the choices? Are there schools out there that we really can't go to as African Americans or minorities?
Oh, let me ask you this. Do you know what the Platinum Plan is? Like, because I'm on the break, I'm about to research it. I want to know what the Platinum Plan is.
Well, these are just ideas he put together. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what. And see, some of these things, Ice Cube said that this is what he want better for our people, increasing Black home ownership. If this is something that you plan on doing, you are the president of the United States. Do it now.
How is Trump came up with this, or he agreed
allegedly he came up with it.
How though? I mean, anybody can say, yeah, man, sure, I'm gonna send a whole bunch of money to all the Black people. Okay, how? Don't just tell me that stuff. I need to know how you're gonna do it, or it's just a bunch of crap.
And then not only that, you saying you can do this, it still got to get passed through the legislature. You can't just say I'm gonna do this without it being voted on.
And so a lot of times politicians will throw stuff out there knowing that Congress is not gonna pass, but they want to get credit with the people. And so it ain't, to me, it's just a good strategic move for Trump to be like, this is what I'm gonna do for the Black people, knowing damn well the Senate and probably the House, even though they got Democrats over there, is not gonna roll with it. Again, I don't even know what the Platinum Plan. I'm gonna look it up, bro.
Now check. This is the last thing.
Back in the first segment, King. I do want to try to talk about the Platinum Plan, but go ahead. Oh, my fault.
All right, this is the last one I'm gonna get on. Now, Lil Weezy is the same person that said on Nightline in 2016, I don't feel connected to the Black Lives Matters movement. And the Orange Man, I think this year said, I don't even know what the Black Lives Matter movement is. So you telling me you're going to put all this stuff together when, for one, you're talking about a movement that we acting for justice and peace that you don't know anything about. And then this is my last one right here. And this kind of going in on our show tonight. This guy said he want to create a national clemency project to the right wrongful prosecutions and to pardon individuals who have reformed their lives. So how would you do that? So you're going to go to the penitentiary and you're going to say, hey, Zeke, we seeing that you've been a stand-up guy in here. You haven't been getting any trouble. We're going to go ahead and release you from the penitentiary, and we're going to wipe everything off your record. We're going to give you clemency. We're going to pardon you, and we're going to give you a job in the United States.
I don't know, man. I need to research these plans. Before I'm serious. But this is my thing, man. To me, you know, these people coming right now and come in public. You got 50 Cent, you got Ice Cube, you got Lil Wayne. Why now? And why do you think that Trump would even come to you a week before, 2 weeks before election? Like, to me, man, I tell you, man, I like Ice Cube, man. I really do. I respect the brother, man, but I just question it. I question the timing of it. Man. You know,
well, my thing is though, Legend, I don't think it's about now, because supposedly he brought this same idea when Obama was in office, but it never was looked at, or he had never had a chance to talk to his people about it. And then with Ice Cube, on his defense, he never met with the orange guy. He met with his reps, and the reps presented them with his Black American plan, or whatever it was called. And then
I guarantee you, Cube did not want this to go public.
He probably didn't.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to me, it was just a straight political move on the Trump team. But,
all right, man. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a break, and then when we come back, we'll jump into our show. Seems like y'all brothers have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's a good one here.
All right. Well, we will return shortly. Make sure you hang around. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff that's going on. Well, the same thing that's still going on. Well, it's been going on for the past 400 years, but I ain't gonna even get into that now. But we will return shortly.
Went to go get your Pittsburgh Steelers hat. I see, Wes.
No,
Nobody ain't worried about that.
I mean, I already had it on deck, man.
It looks like you're showing off, man.
Can I just say that we back? We back on the air. I wasn't gonna even say that. I can't. Everybody wear their Texas and Cowboy stuff. You know, I mean, I wouldn't, but you know, it is what it is.
This guy.
I'm just
this guy.
I look though. Is it looking smooth though? But anyway,
King.
we hey man, 7-0, man. That's all I got to say, man. 2 big dogs in a row.
I can't argue with that, man.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. But anyway, man, back to the show, to the subject at hand.
Hey, I got some info, King, whenever you read it, about the platinum plan. So
you got some. Okay, we're gonna go. All right, so we're gonna tag this show "Justice in an Unjust System." Right. So when you hear that, and I'll go ahead and start with you, Legend, since you chomping at the bits.
Yeah.
We go ahead and let you start this off. No, you watch your mouth, Mark Tyler. 2 and 5, you don't even get to come to the discussion. But anyway, go ahead, Legend.
Justice. Look, man. You know, y'all were. I think we was talking about a story about. I think Freak was talking about some guy that was locked up for 44 years. Is that right, though?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when it was off camera. You know, that's just one out of thousands, tens of thousands that's just locked up for decades, and his life is gone. But you know, I can't even relate to that. You know, it's just an area of when I just think about just being in that cell for all my life, and it's you know, the time, the punishment don't pick the crime. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself because I really want to talk about this platinum plan, which is going to lead to pretty much everything, man.
We'll go ahead and jump on.
Yeah, this platinum. So this is what I found out about the great platinum plan that Ice Cube and Lil Wayne and 50 Cent and everybody else is just getting so excited about. It's a proposal that includes prosecuting the KKK and Antifa. Can't leave Antifa out. So, you know, Trump ain't gonna just be, okay, we got to get Antifa too. You know, Antifa is that extremist organization on the left with the Democrats. Okay, so you got to get both. You just ain't gonna go for the Klan. And my thing is, when have you ever heard about Antifa hanging people from the trees? When have you ever heard of any lynching from Antifa? I'm just saying. But that right there in itself lets me know this is a bunch of crap. So making Juneteenth a federal holiday. That ain't nothing new.
No.
I mean, is that supposed to get us excited to where we just like, oh, you know what? We need to vote for him. Like, man, we've been pushing for that.
And that's what he's doing. He's trying to say, I'm gonna give you guys all this his stuff.
Right.
Vote for me. But that's propaganda, man. It's bull crap.
Right. Okay. You act like you're telling us something like, oh man, that's a great idea. We've been saying it.
Well, that's just them throwing us a bone. That's it's nothing more than taking down a statue or this. And me personally, I mean, leave a statue up. I want to let's leave evidence of what happened,
so you don't forget
of the history that's there. That's part of history. That's
right.
Part of who we are.
Right.
So don't take it away.
Don't take it down. And here's the last thing: they want to bolster economic prosperity. So basically, we want to try to come up with something to help give the black people some money. Like, what is that? That is not a plan, man. Like, that is so, like you said, that is a bone. That's all it is. When we want to help black people, we want to help give y'all some money and help your businesses. And I have not heard nothing detailed. I need a detailed plan, A, B, C, D, E. But again, I don't understand some people. I don't want to judge again, but how can that? And that's it. That's the platinum plan, y'all. That's the basic structure of the
plan. My thing, I'm like you. I ain't worrying about a plan. Give me some guarantees.
That too. Don't just.
That's what I want. Give me some guarantees that you say you're going to help reform. You're going to build my community. You're going to allow me to be able to apply for a business grant and don't get denied or a loan or whatever the case may be.
But Freak, I want the plan because I'm the type of person, I want to see how this thing going to work. Because I don't want you just throwing stuff at me, man, just to be throwing me bones and this and that and throwing smoke. No. It has to make sense for me. And that's when I know you're legit. When you really can say, no, A, B, C, D, E, this is what we're going to hear. This is what we're going to do there. This is what we're going to do here. But anyway, I just want to touch on what we talked about in the Blitz segment. But just leading off, man, I think we do kind of, we've been put in prison ever since, wrongly, for a long time. Okay, you can go all the way back to the Black Codes. When we first became free from slavery, they put in the Black Codes to where they couldn't get loans to get houses, and if you didn't have a place, didn't have a house to stay in, or they would arrest you. If you're just walking around, being a vagrant or whatever, they'll arrest you. If you didn't have a job, they would arrest you. I mean, so they came up with all these reasons to put you back in prison. Yeah, so you can go back and do the same slave work. But, I think our people, we very quick, though, even today, to when we see a Black person and we know that they're guilty, because I'm all about doing things the right way. We know that they're guilty, but we quick to compare their sentence to a white sentence, and that's not fair. You're right. But I don't think it should get to a point to where people should be just totally free. And I was just thinking about this, like, man, we got to watch it because, we do, and I'm speaking as a whole, not everybody. We got to hold each other accountable. There's some things that's going on in our community. Yeah, man, you do that crime, you got to pay the time, blah, blah, blah. Justice have to be equal, but we just can't wipe the slate clean simply because, well, man, they've been getting away with murder all this time, so we should better get away with murder. And I don't believe that's the answer either. But that's just my first take on this. I just feel like, there's an irony. There's an irony about this situation when you go back to the politics of it. When you look at Kamala and you look at Biden, and if you go back in the 90s, these guys were the authors of some real harsh, tough bills that was passed that put a lot of brothers away for some real weak, charges, man. The guys being locked up for 10, 15 years on weed, and here's the irony, though. The orange man, he did sign off on some pretty good prison reform. That's the part that I even hate to admit. And this topic right here leads me to a whole bunch of other things. But, this is where we really got to hold Biden and Harris accountable when they get in, bro, because they do have a history. Now, I don't think that we should judge them for decisions that they made and mindsets that they made 15, 20, 30 years ago, because people can change. I do believe that, and I think that's a problem in politics. You say the wrong thing 30 years ago, blah, 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 but, until otherwise, they really going to have to prove that they are going to do things in a more fair, equal way than what they have done in the 90s. And that is big. It is big, man. And I think we kind of have a look at it from a blind eye perspective, like, but no, they did that. You cannot erase that. That is set in stone. They signed off on that. they were two of the authors. I call them the authors of these bills that were passed in the 90s. And, the blood is on their hands for that. And I think
my thing is with that, Biden has came to the forefront and said that when he signed off on them bills, he thought or assumed that they was the right thing to sign off on, the law at the time. But he has said that if he get into office, there's going to be a lot he's gonna change. Even Kamala said the same thing, because at the time you had so much crime going on, and they wanted the punishment to fit the crime, and they wanted people to understand that, hey, if you commit these crimes, you're going to jail or you getting locked up. Now, yeah, the orange man signing off on a lot of stuff, but that's for political gain, man. This dude ain't trying to help nobody. Only people he's trying to help is the people he's been pardoned, which are people that's either was in his pocket or he was in their pocket, helping them through businesses and stuff like that to get themselves established. And then the people that he has pardoned that are African-American descent or the minority descent, he didn't do that on his own. People was coming to him, Kardashians, and said, hey, I looked over this case. I think this person needs to be free. So when he let these people free, it wasn't because he looked up on the case and say, yeah, Zeke needs to be set free. I think that crime was too harsh. So, I mean, we can't lose track of what he's doing. And this is the same person who won't denounce prejudiced groups out there that's trying to hurt people, deter them from voting and stuff like that.
Freak, don't get me wrong. And let me clarify something. I am not about the orange man at all. Okay. All I'm doing is making sure that we don't drink the Democratic Kool-Aid, much like the Republicans are doing for Trump. I'm all about just holding people accountable. Do what you say you're going to do, and don't just be quick to, hey, man, I don't look at them as the saviors. I don't. But when I compare them to Trump, there's no comparison. And this is another thing that frustrates him. And it looks like I'm kind of playing both sides. I'm just trying to look at this overall, I don't know, man. I just feel like we need to hold them accountable, man. I don't believe everything that they're saying. But compared to Trump, you literally just got to be the worst person in the world, worse than Trump, for me to vote for Trump. And I just don't, I hate that people will look at one or two things like that situation in the 90s. And that's why I brought it up, because people are looking at that and be like, see, we need to go with Trump. No, you talking about one thing that happened 30 years ago versus something that you can go pull up a tweet yesterday that shows that Trump is racist, So it's not like Trump did something 20, 30 years ago and we can, and we could be like, well, yeah, he probably changed from there. No, he's doing stuff now. Like I say, I know that I'm kind of playing both sides. I just want to let everybody know, no, I've already voted for Biden and Harris, and I believe they are the best choice for what we have. I'm just, as soon as they get in, I'm going to be on top of them, much like I was on Trump.
And that's what we need to do as the people. If we get them into office, we got to hold them accountable for everything that they promising us that they're going to do. Now, back to the orange man. He's saying that he's going to do this and do that. He still, to this day, haven't admitted that he was wrong for the Central Park 5 kids that he put away. He said they should get lethal injection. And now that they was, they got out of prison, they was wrongly convicted. He has never once got on national television and said, hey, I made a mistake back then in the 70s or the 80s, whenever that happened.
Well, that shouldn't surprise you, because he never backtracks on anything that he says. He'll go down in a ball of flames knowing he's wrong, but he's not going to admit that he's wrong. Legend, just to touch up on a couple of things that you said, and I heard you bring up equality. Now I have to ask the question: do you think our time frame, our net for equality has passed? I watched a guy speak on that, and he said he thinks that our time for equality has passed. And then with the judicial system, you have to look at how this was set up. Okay, so when the founding fathers set up our judicial system, it wasn't a person of color with any wealth, right? So they intended and they foresaw that we would always be the bottom of the barrel. We could never, if you look at it, the judicial system is set up for a rich white man. Let's just say what it is.
Right.
That's why, and I hate to keep referencing this, but when OJ got off, he was able to get off because he had the money to get off.
Had the resources.
Yeah, he had the resources. So they never in a million years thought that the policies that in the foundations that they laid would come back to bite them in the butt.
Chickens came home to roost. Go ahead.
There you go. So when you're looking at this, you have to look at on this part of it, not the end game, but where it started at. See, so now what they're doing now, so we go, all right, that's fine. Y'all making a little money now. Well, let me take away your rights. Let me lock you up and strip you of your rights. Whereas this guy gets probation. I'm gonna give you 15 years.
That's why it ain't no equality.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, you're not giving me the equal treatment that you're giving somebody else. You're not giving me the equal opportunities that you would give somebody else. And we can get degrees. We can be successful businessmen, businesswomen, and stuff like that. But we are still not equal as to them.
Well, and they let you sing and dance for them, and we might let you come to a party here or there, but the first time that you screw up, and I mean you really screw up, they're gonna show you that you black
or speak out.
There you go.
Braun better watch it.
And that's the thing. He was the next person I can bring because and that's why you have so many people attacking him because. And to this point, they have nothing on him. Not getting in no trouble. He don't got 84 children out of wedlock. I mean, it's right. Really nothing that they can say about this guy. But don't they turning over every rock and stone that they can find. Now, as far as the tangerine tornado, what I like to call him. He let's just say what it is. He's dumb as a bag, or I wouldn't even put a rock down like that. So I'm have to think of something else. But the thing with him is he's going to stick to his guns no matter what. Whatever he says, he's not going to backtrack because I think really believe in his heart he doesn't think that he's wrong.
But you know what? And to say this, King, and this kind of off the subject, I don't understand for the damn life of me how this guy didn't pay taxes for 10 years and was never arrested.
For tax how much is he owed?
Ja Rule went to jail.
But Ja Rule black.
China came back and went to jail.
Yeah, and who else? Wesley Snipes, he black, right?
Right.
Okay, so I mean that's your answer right there. Let's just say what it is. Okay, Justice, and what really made me come with this topic, and I'll jump out. Jennifer Jeffley. Have you ever heard of her?
No, sir.
No.
And like you say, there's many cases, especially involving African Americans, where we've been locked up. Now, I'm not here to say who's innocent and who's not. I mean, because I don't know until proven, guilty, whatever. She has been locked up since she was 15 years old. She's been locked up like 20 something years. 15 years old. She was arrested for killing a woman in 1996, a 71-year-old woman in an apartment complex. She was hanging out with friends. another woman, which was fishy to me because the woman is like 28 years old or something. Why are you hanging out with a 15-year-old and two guys? Just to kind of chop it down, she was accused of killing a woman. She said she didn't do it. Of course, the police took her. Her grandmother saw, when they came together, hey, can I ride with you? No, we don't have any room. She said, okay, well, they had just moved to Houston. Let me follow you. Okay. Grandmother goes inside. The police officer drives off. So finally, when the mother gets wind of it, she's trying to, hey, we're going to send her home. We just get some questions, get some clarity on this, blah, blah, blah. 30 minutes, she'll be home. 30 minutes turn to an hour turn to 2, this, that, and the other. So finally they told her, look, she's not coming home. We got her. Now, whether she did it or not is not for me to say. I don't know. I wasn't there. It's always 2 sides to a story, 3 sides, right? Whatever. But just the way that it was handled, it shouldn't have been a conviction. You cannot question and interrogate a minor without a parent or lawyer present. They held her for hours, not letting her rest, not letting her sleep, not letting her eat, of course, in the confession. So,
oh man,
yeah, Central Park 5.
Yeah, well, yeah, but with this, it just blew my mind that they just were sitting and they took these other people and the guys who were supposedly there, which they took the woman's statement over her. Is one, she said it happened one way, the 28-year-old woman said it happened another, but the guys were never questioned. They were never questioned. But my point is, how do you take a minor? And she never met her lawyer. Of course, they didn't have money. She got a court-appointed lawyer. She never talked to her lawyer until she went to court. He never got her statement. He never asked any details of the case. And then so when she wanted to appeal, the judge appointed her the same lawyer. It was just, man,
this is very frustrating to even listen to. And I'm trying, as you're talking, I'm trying to figure out what can we do? I mean, really, what can we do about that? And the only thing I can think of is, well, we really gotta vote locally. And I know people tired of hearing that, but that's I mean, unless we come up with a better solution, you got to vote these local leaders, man. I mean, because the federal government ain't finna come and do anything about that. That's
the local leaders have to go speak for you.
The
local leaders have to go speak for you.
I just wish
the ones that you vote on, that you get into office, they have to be our voice.
Well, I just wish in something that we have to do, more and more cases. I mean, it's hundreds and thousands of cases like this of, people who've been screwed around by the judicial system. But it's never brought to light. When President Obama was in office, I mean, I'm sure that her mom or whoever probably reached out, but you have to bring the details to the forefront. Just the fact that she was 15 years old, that means the case should have been thrown out.
But again,
that evidence should have been allowed.
It comes down to the judges. And so we definitely don't have enough judges to represent
law. That is the law. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the law. Yeah, I mean, but it's up to that judge whether he's going to allow certain things or he's going to kick stuff out.
Well,
and
well, she should. Her
you
lawyer.
don't vote your judges in.
That should have been the first thing that her lawyer.
Or do you vote? Do we vote judges in? That part I don't know. Do we vote judges?
Yeah,
Yeah, you vote on judges.
No,
yeah.
no, because Billy Williams is a judge. We didn't vote him in.
Yeah, yes, he did have to get a vote.
He was
You
voted
might
in?
have been the only one.
He was on the ballot last year.
Really? Okay then. Okay.
But the thing is, depending on where you live, this is what I had found out, and it was new to me. Let's say my residency is League City, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I voted in Galveston, but it only let me vote for the people that was running in League City. So I didn't get to see his name on the ballot. But if I had a Galveston residency, I would have saw him on the ballot.
And so that's my question, though, man. I mean, so it's not so much my question. It comes back to what I said a couple of minutes ago about. I mean, is voting our only answer to this? Is that all we have?
No. Really, what we have to do, and I just seen somebody said be able to afford a good attorney. True. I mean, we have to establish wealth. I mean, we can vote all day, but until we build wealth and we can get the people of color who have it, I mean, we have to get to the table some kind of way. At the end of the day, green moves a lot. And, we're sitting here and we talking about this young lady. We talked about I think it was before the show, the gentleman that was locked up for 44 years, the central
Mr. Ronnie Long.
Yeah, 5. But all of these people had one thing in common. They were poor and they were Black. So it goes back to my whole situation with the OJ thing. How many people, and I ain't gonna take a show of hands, who really think OJ got away with it, but I mean, just being honest, but he was able to.
OJ did that shit.
He was. Don't mess off the juice like that, man. But
hey,
listen.
We were speaking on this the other night, man. They said it was a gentleman that admitted to doing it because he was paid by the juice. So we can say he did it. I don't think he sliced or stabbed, but he knew what was going on.
Well, that kind of stuff, I really, when you start looking at people coming in 25 years later, man, I didn't say something earlier. But anyway, with that being said, man, why you wrong for that, man? Gonna throw the juice out like that. With that being said, man, we're gonna go to break, and when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about the gentleman that you brought up, and we'll try to take a call or two.
All right, that's what's up.
So, man,
I know you're gonna talk about your boy, huh?
Who is that?
R. Kelly and
man.
We gotta talk about it.
Say, man,
we're gonna leave Robert.
The music lives, man.
Yeah.
The music lives.
I mean, hey, if he wrong, if he, I mean, hey, let him serve his time. They don't want to pull the music. They ain't pull Elvis music.
Can you post the link for our viewers if they want to come on the show and voice their
I will do that.
Opinion and thoughts and stuff like that.
As soon as we go to break,
we still gonna step in the name of love, regardless, huh?
Already. All right, man. With that being said, we gonna go to break. All right, we're back. Live up the room. Justice in an unjust system.
King, I just want to say, man, that over the past few months, I have loosened my stance. I don't have such a hard stance on the R anymore. For whatever, a little bit more compassion, and I think a lot of it comes from the fact that he's back in my rotation.
Keep him out. Can you keep him out? No, why is he back in your rotation?
Because that man is a musical genius, and I know Mike messed with those kids, and I'm pretty sure Princeton done some weird things.
Allegedly, man. Allegedly.
Judging
allegedly, legend.
What about Rick James? You a Rick James fan?
Oh man, Rick James.
Now, see, when you listen to the people that you listen to, it says a lot about. That's something else.
It really does, because that man, you got a lot of pedophilia, you got a lot of raping, you got a lot of drugs, and all that's on my playlist.
Freakiness, huh?
Man, dude.
Okay, maybe that's another show.
Yeah. Your playlist represents your character. Huh? We need to put all our playlists up on the screen, man, and then we're gonna judge each other for it. I don't know. We already know about it, so
I filed down. But anyway, man.
Man, y'all something else, dude. Y'all talk about me.
Hey, Zeke, Mr. Ronnie Long, man.
All right, man. This is a very interesting story, man. And I had the pleasure of communicating with his wife. I thought we was gonna be able to get him on the show, man. It was a done deal, but he was having some complications and wasn't able to come on to the show tonight. But in 1976, Mr. Ronnie Long was 20 years old, out of Concord, North Carolina. He was accused of raping a white woman, and he was convicted to 80 years in prison. Well, during this time when he was convicted, he was sentenced by an all-white jury. A lot of the members of the jury was related to the victim that accused him of rape. But he spent 44 years in prison for a crime that he did not do. And throughout this time, man, his lawyers, they collected evidence over 40 fingerprints, semen samples, which was later disappeared. Never was able to be presented.
Oh, you said he was related. Go back.
No. He was sentenced by an all-white jury.
Okay.
A lot of the members of the jury was related to the victim. Okay. So that's a win-lose situation right there in itself. But during the trial, when they went to trial, the attorney said that was more than 40 fingerprints collected from the rape scene. And the fingerprints that was collected, none of them was his. They also collected semen from the female or from the rape scene, which wasn't his semen. But this evidence wasn't able to be produced at trial because all of a sudden it was lost. So this gentleman was convicted. Long attacker's statement was flawed. I'm pretty sure she didn't even know who he was or whatever the case may be. But then the Duke University of School of Law Wrongfully Convictions Clinic asked the federal courts to review this case. And the 4th U.S. Circuit District Court of Appeals vacated him of the rape charges in August, stating that officials for defending the conviction despite the fact that the prosecutors withheld evidence. So if they would have presented some of this evidence, this gentleman probably wouldn't have never went to the penitentiary. But Mr. Long is out now. And like I say, I was speaking to his wife. We were trying to get him on the show. And what's crazy, man, this dude did all of this stuff. And he said one of the hardest things for him to adjust in life is the 21st century. He said everything is very different than he remembers. Even something as simple as pumping gas now involves touch screens, which is frightening. Now, he was rewarded, a nice little sum for being wrongly convicted.
What's the sum? Because I don't think.
Well, I don't know what the sum is, but I'm pretty sure he's well off. But also, I'm pretty sure himself and his attorney asked the governor, Roy Cooper, for a pardon, which would allow him to collect $750,000 in victim compensation money from the state, money he has desperately needed to get back on his feet and restart his life. So I don't know what happened with that. If he got that pardon money or would not.
44 years.
44
years, man.
$750,000.
Let's do the math on that one.
I ain't got to carry my one, man. I already know.
But I wish we would have got him on the show, man, because I wanted to hear from him so he can, tell us in more detail what happened and stuff like that, man. But I'm glad he's out. I told his wife I was gonna bring up the story. I hope they watching. I sent them all our information, and I
wouldn't know.
I hate that something like that happened, brother. But hey, we out here. We praying for you. We wish you the best, and we wish we was able to have you on the show today.
Freak, do you know how they came up with that number? Like, how you come up 44 years locked up, wrongly accused, falsely accused, whatever. 44 years. I mean, you talking 70s. It's the last time this brother was free. And oh, my bad, we were wrong. So we're gonna give you $750,000.
Hey, now check this out. I had to do my research on this. You know how many criminals are wrongly convicted in the United States every year?
Well, you can't call it
1%. That's almost 20,000 people, man.
20,000 people per year?
That's wrongly convicted.
Do you have an ethnicity breakdown, race?
Well, I didn't go into detail of that, but because I ain't wanted to make it seem like it's just about us, but I should have. What's that?
It is about us. It is.
Yeah, it is. Now check this out. Check this out. How much money do you get for being wrongly convicted? How much you think you get?
No, it's not much at all.
The law guarantees individual that's exonerated of a federal crime $50,000 for every year spent in a prison, $100,000 for every year spent on death row. From state to state, however, those are exonerated or not guaranteed the same rights or compensation after conviction is overturned. Yeah, that's just like in Texas. We don't know what Mr. Long went through in North Carolina, but in Texas law provides that a person wrongly imprisoned are eligible to be paid a lump sum of up to $80,000. Okay,
so I took your formula and I got on my calculator. That man is owed $2 million, man. They shorted him.
Well, I'm not saying that he didn't get his money, because Mr. Long is all right. But again, I don't want to speak on what he was rewarded or what he did or did not get. That's why I really wanted him to come on the show tonight.
Well, is it public knowledge?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can Google it.
If it's public knowledge, then, but listen, I've seen guys, you say, oh, they was in jail for 31 years and they give them like 1.7 million. It's just no way. It's no way you can listen. For $2 million, I don't want to do no more than about 2-3 months. And I'm just being honest. Man, listen, we start getting up in the years, I'm gonna say, man, go and keep that. I mean, it's so much that you have to think that when these people are away, like with that girl, for instance, her grandmother passed while she was gone. You can get to say goodbye. Her mother was on there crying, saying that she just hopes that she's out before she passes. I mean, you miss out on family members. If you have children, you miss them growing up. If you have,
psychological damage that's done to those children while you locked up, you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just no amount of money to take that type of time away that you can give me.
And see, that's my thing, man. Like I said, I had a couple of guys that I looked up, like Ricky Jackson. This guy was locked up for murder he didn't commit. He served the longest sentence of any U.S. inmate found to be innocent, convicted in 1975. He and 2 friends was arrested for killing Harold Franks. Prayers go out to the Franks family. I hope they found the murderer who did this. But this guy was said to have killed somebody, threw some liquid or whatnot on him, went to the penitentiary, end up seeing a show about his conviction on television, which the guy that accused that said that they saw him went to this guy's pastor and say, no, he wasn't the guy, made a mistake. And he forgave him, man. Forgave him.
Well, the Bible teaches us that we are to forgive. I'm sorry, I can't forgive you. Man, that's just me. And God to deal with me.
I'm the same way, King. And it's hard to say that because if you take away half of my life, and God knows what probably goes on in the penitentiary, what happens and stuff like that, I have to live with that.
Let me tell you
I have to live with your lie.
Let me tell you something. I don't care if you lie on me and I get 3 weeks, I ain't forgiving you. So let's on 30, 40 years. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say that on there, but and it's just like we spoke about the young man that time who had the football scholarship, and the woman rolled by in the back of the police car and identified him as her rapist by the hat that he was wearing. He did 4 years. He was 17 at the time, just getting ready to graduate, go to college on a scholarship. He did 4 years. Wrongly accused and arrested before DNA, thank God, evidence set him free. But that's 4 years he can't get back. It's nothing like that time of your life from 18 to 22. Think about the things that you were doing in the free world when you were 18 to 22. That part of his life he can't get back. And then, those times right there, you're caught in between being a child, a teenager, and an adult. So you're having the best time of your life. You away at college for the first time on your own. Legend, you was doing God knows what. I don't even want to talk about it.
Without sin cast the first.
There.
Hey, check this out. With the Ricky Jackson conviction, the person that said that he was the one that committed the crime, his name was Eddie Vernon, which he was a paper boy at the time. But in 1975, Vernon rescinded his testimony. He said at the time the police coerced him to fingerprint Jackson and the Bridgman brothers. In 2014, prosecutors dismissed charges against all 3 of them gentlemen. But I think they was awarded, and I'm not, like you were saying, I think they was awarded like $2 million a piece. But I tried to contact them too. They follow us on Facebook. One of the brothers has since committed, went to being a Muslim, and one of the brothers was paroled in 2003. So he was still locked up until 2003.
And they wonder why we're so angry. And they question, well, why can't y'all just let it go? Why that happened over 100 and some years ago? How come y'all can't get y'all act together? How come this? How come how come y'all don't support each other? It's so much psychological damage that's not just been done in the past, but still being done. And it's affecting the families, the children. And it's still going on. It's just in a different form. And man, just hearing y'all talk, man, especially you all when you tell these stories, I'm putting myself in this man's shoes, 44 years, and all the lives that's been affected. And then you throw him, I don't care how much the money is, $750,000, $2 million. You can't put a price on the damage that was caused and what's going to be passed down generation after generation. That's just one person. The those 44 years may have affected maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 people. So imagine tens of thousands of that of us going through that now, not back in the day, right now. And so you start to really look at everything when people judge the black race. They judge us for certain behaviors. They judge us. Hey, man, it's not as simple as y'all need to get your act together. It is difficult. Guarantee you, man, if other races was going through this, there'll be, the response would be probably worse. And again, I'll be first to not make excuses for us. Yeah, we need to, don't worry about our 40 acres and me. We need to get together and this and that and support each other. But there are some really good reasons, man, on why we do what we do. And, it's just, man, this is just heartbreaking. It's not like it's new news, but when I hear it and it's just, like you say, King, you can't do 3 weeks. And
I want to say one of our viewers, Ms. Mason, and she is right. I said that, Mr. Long is all right. And actually he's not. No money make you okay for what you was accused of not doing. But, you can pay us all this money. But like you said, some of these people go through psychological damage, probably don't want to, even if Mr. Long went and bought him a ranch, he probably want to never leave off the ranch, just because you never know, somebody could be pointing your way and you thinking they pointing at you for something that's probably really not happening because of what happened years ago of being falsely accused.
And I see she said that we're a community that's strapped for cash, that we'll accept $2 million. Well, it's not so much that. I mean, because that's what they're giving you. The only other thing is not take it. Now, of course, civically, you can go after, the accuser, who falsely accused you, but what's the chances, unless they're rich, that you're going to get anything out of them? So it's just, the situation is just backwards when it comes to us. we'll I hate to say this, but we're living in a situation in a world where it's being dictated by white hate. Let's just call it what it is.
And I'm glad you said that, King. Joseph Webster. I don't know if y'all know who this young man is, but on October the 29th of 2020, he was released from penitentiary, from the penitentiary. Well, Joseph was falsely accused of killing somebody, wrongfully convicted of murder in Nashville, Tennessee. He was locked up. He's been locked up since 2005.
Okay.
And just got released yesterday. On the 29th. I'm sorry, on October the 29th.
15 years.
15.
It's so much, man. And then when we talking about some of these wrongful convictions, and I know some of them are in Texas, and I wish I would have had more stories about Texas, but look what we're talking about. North Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee. Man, I can go on and on.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Is that a book?
It's a book. The Unspoken Truth of the Racial Divide, White Rage. It's a good book. I would recommend that we read it. It's definitely a good book, but you don't want me. I ain't gonna get into that because I can go about that.
You need to have a segment, man, where you talk about your books, bro. I ain't lying, bro. The people.
He be reading them, don't he, Legend?
Yeah, but it be having some good stuff, man. And I'm guilty. I do read some stuff, but I'm not on that type of level. But again, we lack knowledge. It's out there.
Yeah, well, they said if you ever want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. So
that's why Sworn had to give me audio, because I can listen to a book being read to me while I'm working out or driving. But sitting and reading, my attention, man, I can't do it.
Be that as it may, whatever floats our boat, we got to get information, man. We got to get the information. But check this out, man. I was thinking about what you were saying, King, about, the juice. He was able to get away with murdering those people because he had money. What do y'all think? And this is a question I'm posing to y'all. What do y'all think about the R and Bill not having that same success?
Yeah, that's because the juice already did it. They're gonna only allow it one time.
Oh, okay.
They ain't gonna keep allowing us.
The juice.
You think about
juice is set for us. We good for the next. For the next 100 years. That's about it.
No more than that. Think about it. Up until that happened, when had it ever happened before?
No, right.
No. And so, we crack jokes about it. You think about the comedian who said, man, whoever hired Johnny Cochran after OJ will be a fool because they're going to get our OJ time too.
True that.
It's just true. So, they're not letting us off the hook like that again. Like I say, if I was a betting man, but, I don't want to go there. But let's fast forward. So we figured that, they figured that he did it. He beat the system. Fast forward, we're going to find another way to get him. How many years they gave him for stakeout? No?
Yeah, true that.
Yeah. So, even when you think you're in the clear, you're not in the clear, right?
He was just stupid.
Well, let me tell you something, man. When you go and you look and you see these guys like Charlie Sheen and all these other dudes that stayed in trouble, they were constantly doing this, and this dude was knowingly HIV positive and still going out sleeping. And nothing happens. Nothing significant.
The system ain't built for us.
And so that's what I'm saying, man. This system has to be torn up from the roots. It has to be uprooted.
Hey, Meena posted a good question. She said, "It's naive to believe that we can ever vote away their evil system. So what else can we do as a people?" And I'm a solutions-based type of guy.
Well, hold on. Let me say this, Legend. To answer her, if you go back up and you look at what Josh would have said, kind of what I said, organized, pool money, resources, and wealth speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But this is my thing, and I don't want to sound negative or anything about that. We all have great ideas. We all have solutions. And I'm pretty sure the people that have the money and the resources that we may not have probably already tried all these things and nothing's ever changed. We in 2020, we ain't the first ones to talk about this. I'm pretty sure the Illuminati people, whatever you want to call them, sat down and said, hey, I know you got money, but you still ain't gonna be able to do this. So it don't matter. You see what I'm saying? We can talk about this. We can strategize. We can say, let's build our own communities, which some people have done, Magic Johnson, but it still don't put them over what they're going to allow him to do and not to do.
Let me ask you this.
This is the problem when we start talking about the Illuminati. And let me say this: I do believe that there's an Illuminati. I believe that it's made up of all the wealthiest families in the world, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and all that. They control everything, and above them you got the Pope and all them. Okay, so they're all in cahoots.
And the Boy Scouts.
Up there, it really sends me to a helpless place because I do believe it, but I also want to believe I have a say. I want to believe that, hey man, I have the ability to make a change. Because when I start going into the route of, hey man, the Illuminati, they the ones that can call the shots. It don't really matter. There's even things out there saying that, hey, they even know which presidents are going to be picked 10, 15 years on out. That almost takes away that power I have individually and as a citizen. I want to have that belief, because the belief keeps my motor going.
And that's all it is, though. Legend is a belief.
Wow. Go ahead.
But that's all it is a belief. Because, like you said, you want to believe that you have a voice.
Right.
I think in our society today, and in the past, we have the ability to make sure that we are comfortable and don't have to deal with so much, but you still don't have no power because what I've allowed you to have. You can be rich. Yeah, you're in a different category. They probably ain't gonna bother you like they may bother us three. But when you have money, you know what I know this person is. If he ain't do nothing too extravagant or kill somebody, I may give him a little leeway. Because you can't tell me with a lot of the entertainers, movie stars, they probably got pulled over for DWIs.
Right.
Oh, you the legend. I'm gonna let you go because you got money. But Zeke, I don't know who you are. Your ass going to jail.
Right.
And so I'm gonna allow you to do what I'm gonna allow you to be able to do.
And to me, that's how people get caught up in the Illuminati, because the Illuminati can pretty much guarantee you protection and success. And people hear about the Illuminati, but yeah, it's real. I believe, again, that's another show, King. I don't want to get too much in depth with that, but the point is that I do think about those things when I'm in the stratosphere, when I want to think about the sun, moon, stars, and all that stuff. And
Quasars, huh?
Quasar, yeah, I do go there, and I lose my sense of, man, this is again, I don't want to get to a point where I feel like it's all preordained, because I believe in free will. I do believe we have the ability to change. I believe that man's hearts can change. I believe that. I have to believe that, because if I feel like we in the Matrix.
Let me ask you this:
just some pawns, it's playing. We just some characters in somebody's sick PlayStation game in the cosmos. This is kind of frustrating, bro.
Can I ask a question kind of off subject? And I hate to beat what is it, a dead horse? What's the saying? Well, anyway, what's the score on the Dallas Cowboy game? Because I thought that we would have more.
Hey man, let me find out, bro.
And listen, because I was that we had more people watching, because a lot of our Cowboys. Yeah. So they must be either be winning or it's close or something, because normally they would have jumped ship by now.
It's 7-6
Eagles.
That's okay. So it's still a chance. It's still okay. It's still a chance.
Hey, but look, I want to ask you this, Legend. Okay, you heard about the college scandal, right? The admission scandal. Miss Lori Lowland, I think that's her name. When they said that her daughter was on the rowing team and they were just trying to pay to get her into a high echelon college.
Right.
How in the hell you defraud the government, which is a felony offense? But if the Zeke would have did it, I probably would have got 10, 15, 20 years. But we just going to slap you on your hand and you get 2 months.
In the prison of your choice.
And exactly. And probably going to be out in a month.
Well, and then they convicted the black lady who lied about her address so she could go. Anyway, all right, man, let's take a break, and then we'll come back with some closing thoughts. Thank some people and wrap this thing up. Yeah, you know what, man? I think we need to get a King's Corner so I can do my books, man.
Yeah, man. I'm dead serious, bro. You got some good stuff, King.
All right, man. With that being said, we'll take a break and we'll be back in 5. All right, we're back. Upper room, justice in an unjust system.
Hey King, before we close it out, man, I want to bring up, if you allow me, can I bring up 2 more deals that I wanted to address?
Let's see how much time we got here. All right, you got 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Danielle Villegas. In 1995, this kid was 16 years old, had the education and the reading ability of an eight-year-old, and he was convicted to life in prison, which he ended up beating for a slaying that allegedly happened in 1995. Mr. Danielle is doing good. He also follows us on Facebook. I told him that I would shout him out. I tried to get him to come on the show, but again, a lot of people don't want to come on because they don't want to relive what happened. And in my second home of Kansas City, Missouri, Mr. Tyree Bell, back in 2016, Bell was falsely accused of committing a crime, which he didn't commit. Two police officers arrested this young man, and now they on trial for a civil lawsuit that his mama has pursued, and hopefully they win and all of that. And I wanted to bring that up. I haven't talked to the Bell family. I reached out to them, but I never heard back from them. So them was the last 2 that I wanted to touch on before we go off the air.
I get frustrated when I call the cell phone company or the light company, and I got to talk to these automated people, and they can't understand what I'm saying. And it just sends me into a rage. I get so pissed, man, and I'm cussing them out, man. And I know people laughing at me, man. Like I know they hear monitor that conversation, but
I'll tell you this is being recorded, right?
Huh?
It tells you that it's being recorded. Oh, is that?
I mean, I just assume the people just getting a kick out of it. I fall for it every time. But I say all that to say this, though, man. Like, we get upset and thinking we're dealing with some real issues, man. I can't imagine a man being falsely accused, sitting in prison for 30, 40, 50 years, man. The mindset that you have to make it through that. And, I guess I just like to put things in just certain perspectives, man. How I just throw a fit because they can't understand what I'm saying from the automated server. But then here's a guy who's having to be at such a mentally and emotionally tough level of his life to get through 24/7, to keep fighting. And I mean, it ain't just sitting in prison, though. I mean, that's hard in itself. Even if you were treated right. I mean, I can't even sit in a damn Holiday Inn for 3 weeks. Not a prison cell. Having to deal with everything else that come with prison that we really ain't got to talk about. We know you know what I'm saying? Like, you really almost fighting for your life, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I empathize with those people, bro. I do. I just had to throw that out there. I didn't know if I was within the 4 minutes, King, but I'm done.
Well, and we got time restraints, man. You can't just keep running off. But to just touch upon, what we've been talking about. We have a ton of problems and very few solutions to what's going on. And we have to, just kind of stop being satisfied with what's being given to us. Like you say, it's just no amount of money that you can give me for 44 years. It's just, man, maybe you can give me about 20 billion. That way, I know that for generations, my family is good, but still.
Right.
And then, you get that kind of money, you want to enjoy some of it too, right?
Right.
I mean, don't give it to me when I'm 70 years old and I can't, But anyway, Zeke, man, let's thank some people.
Well, first off, we want to let everybody know that this show has been brought to you by Stationhead Radio. Please follow us on Stationhead, The Upper Room, and Zeke the 5-Foot Freak. Also by Instagram and BeLive.tv. But with that being said, we want to give a special shout out to Busy Bee. Oh, hey, before I even do that, Mr. Muse said, quit all the cowboy hating. He wanted me to let you know that, Cleve.
I'm not hating. I'm just stating facts.
But anyway, want to give a big shout out to Bench Bullion.
When they lose, listen, when they lose tonight, I'm going to post on Facebook my temporary Tony Romo jersey with the teddy bear and the football. Like I do.
Hey, man, didn't you have a Gary Hogaboom?
Hey, bring it back. Bring back Hogaboom, man.
Hey, man, I'm going to have to deal with this guy tomorrow, man. And now y'all talking about his team.
Bring back Gary Hogaboom, man.
Hey, he say, what about the Dodgers and the Lakers, though? See, now me and King Cleve is with you on the Lakers. I don't know too much about the Dodgers.
But what about them 7-0 Steelers? Tell me that's what we talking about. We ain't talking about no old stuff. But anyway, man, go ahead.
Anyway, big shout out to Bench Bullion, Busy Bee Cab Stand, Element 7 Salon, Fortray Photography, Jacquez Chicken and Waffles, Maduro Cigar Lounge, Meek Smells That Sells. If you're into Cincy, please follow her on Facebook. National Scouting Service, NBA Kennels, Picture Perfect Photography, Tommy Napoli, Personal Chef. If you're trying to lose weight, get lean, contact him. Eugene B Productions. He's one of our guys that follow us on YouTube. Eric Hunter, movie producer of O'Shea. Follow him on Facebook. He have a movie coming out that's going to try to feature The Upper Room as well as Zeke Freaky Tales with Ms Meena Da Diva in one of his movies. So hopefully all that works out and we'll be featured on this show. If I missed anybody, I apologize. For those that's following us, continue to follow us. If you want to come on the show, you're always welcome to come on the show to voice your opinion and your views on the topics that we present.
King, Freak, how are you able to get your background so close to you, man? See how mine is far away? Did you have what size picture?
Well, first off, that little bitty ass pictures you got, you need to blow that shit up.
Those are 11 by 18. Those regular.
Maybe you need to bring it down.
Huh?
And then it ain't even centered behind your ass.
Huh?
It's not even centered behind you.
I know, man. This is I've tried, man. I don't know
who's there with that cowboy hat on.
Oh, no.
Oh, that now he got that Texan shit on.
No, it's a cowboy hat on the picture and behind him. Look behind him.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh, he a Cowboys fan. He is a Cowboy.
Cowboys fan.
No, okay.
Blasphemous like that, man.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Zeke, since you already got the mic, man, go ahead and give us your closing thoughts.
Hey, our judicial system is really messed up. I don't know about how many changes that can come to help improve it. Do I ever think it'll be improved? No. The bottom line is we shouldn't commit crimes because it ain't set up for us. I always said crimes is a rich person's game. If you're not financially wealthy, it goes to prove with R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and other celebrities that sometimes it can't buy you out of the crimes that you commit. Do the right thing. You do the right thing, you'll stay out of trouble. Continue to support your people. Be behind your people. Don't be afraid to tell your people when they're doing stuff wrong, because in the bottom line is we all we got.
Legend. Man, bro, I literally word for word, man. I'm with you on that, Freak. I don't have solutions for this, man. It's a very frustrating topic for me because like I say, I'm solutions oriented, man. I gotta have. It's got to make sense. It's just that's I'm a Libra. It's got to be fair. It's got to be justice, and it's frustrating because I can't. You know, I feel like the only thing I'm doing is complaining because I can't come to the people and be like A, B, C, D. This is what you need to do because this what works. I don't know, but to fall back on what Freak was just saying, just focus on yourselves, man. Just become the best person that you can be. And then, like I said, that's not going to guarantee, but it will cut down the percentages of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, I feel like you do the right thing, you live a life accordingly, you can cut down those percentages of being falsely accused. There are, a lot of times we are in places and doing things we ain't got no business doing. It doesn't justify what they're doing to us. We just have to live our life at a level of excellence in all areas so we can stay out that place and be there for our families. So that's all I got.
Well, before I close it out, I want to say this, that we thank everybody who tunes in faithfully every week. Well, I ain't gonna say every week because I know we ain't been on in months, but when
we're doing quarterly shows now.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday to all the October and November babies.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to say thank you too. I got a birthday coming up, but anyway,
y'all.
We have something in the works that's gonna be big.
Man,
can't pull it. Can't let the rabbit out.
If I ain't have a gag order, man, I would have been to leak this.
Yeah, that's why we had to put a gag order on you. But I mean, it's gonna be big. It'll be sometime in 2021. So just be on the lookout for it. It's gonna be huge. And for those who are helping and participating in some form, we want to say thank you right now, just in case down the line we forget a name or so. So everybody that's involved in some kind of way, we want to say thank you. But
hey, King, before you close it, Mr. Muse is on you, man. He said, well, he's on all of us now, and I know you're probably seeing this, but he say, you being a Steeler, Murph a flip-flopper, and I like everybody, which I only have 5 teams. I don't know what you're talking about, everybody. I have 5 teams.
That's still a great percentage of teams. It's hard for you to miss with them odds. But anyway, I just think that, the system isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was set up to do. We weren't we weren't part of the inclusion. We weren't including when this system was built. And I think the biggest thing that we have to do, because our problem is that we're chopping away at branches, if I'm making any sense, instead of trying to uproot the whole tree.
Yeah.
You can chop away and pluck leaves and branches and they grow back. So like you say, we're just gonna have to take a different approach to it. And it's sad to say we won't see it in our lifetime.
No.
But anyway, that's the show for this evening. We appreciate everybody who tuned in, especially those who stuck around. Sunday Night Football on, so we appreciate it. Huh? Get an update. Y'all got an update on that? What's their score?
Let me see. Hey. Oh, it's 9-7 Dallas.
Man,
what?
Yeah,
it's about to be halftime. They've taken a 2-point lead.
But
hey, if the Cowboys win tonight, it's going to be a party at Weenie Dog House, followed up after party at Mr. Muse house. I will be disclosing those addresses in a few. I will be posting them on all our social media platforms and web pages.
Do y'all realize that they are playing for first place?
I thought Washington was in first.
2-5 and 2-4, 2-4-1 respectively. Man, if we was in that division, we'll have a chance. The Texans have a chance.
And you can't say if y'all was in that division, if we was this team. Really? Y'all just suck, Murph.
You just want to take a shot at us. I mean, you've been waiting the whole show, huh?
I was just because 2 of my teams won today.
Oh,
well, yeah. I can't say this. At this point, it don't matter what division the Steelers would be in, they would be in first. Hey man, with that being said, that is the show. We appreciate
Then
it.
you go close it out.